What's up, YouTube? This is Duel Radio, and today we are with Zach, who got first place at the Omaha Regional, and you are playing?
I'm playing KASHTIRA.
KASHTIRA. Well, let's get some shout-outs out of the way. You got any of those?
First and foremost, just want to thank God, and God put me in so many great spots and great opportunities today. I want to give a huge shout-out to Micah Peters, my cousin Micah, our buddy Ryan. They both brought me into this game a little less than a year ago, and I just really thank them for that. Also want to give a huge shout out to the Omaha gang, more specific Colin Gurney, just being the man that he is. He's done so much for this community, and he's what keeps people coming back and playing the game. So just want to give a huge shout out to those guys and everyone that's helped me test and troubleshoot this. And then also huge shout out to Paulie Aronson on who I got this profile from on YCS Las Vegas. Big shout out to him. He's the one that he's the one that first introduced this to me, not directly, but I saw it and I decided to play it. So
absolutely, let's get right into it.
Yeah. So first, to start off with, pretty standard. You got your 3 unicorns. That's pretty typical, and then you got your 3 Fenriers. Sorry, I'm new to this.
That's his first one.
Yeah, that's my first one. Your 3 Fenriers, and then your two Rice Hearts. I did also play Scareclaw KASHTIRA, and also Tearlaments KASHTIRA as well, and then finally Unicorn. So as far as engine monsters, those are the pretty standard. I know people don't play this, but it's awesome, especially if you can get the normal summon for your Shangri-La. If you haven't used your normal summon yet, it's just clutch. It came in clutch for me a couple times. I only used the effect to excavate 5 once, but just having that information of knowing what your opponent's going to draw next and what they're going to have is crucial. As far as non-engine cards go, you got 3 Ashes. Again, just kind of came in clutch. The only time I sided these out was when I was going first, and I'll get into that a little bit more later. Now for your spells, do your Pressured Planet, your 3 field spells, your 3 Theosis. I know some people play 2, and it bricks sometimes if you draw it. It did happen to me today, but luckily things kind of worked out for me, game 3. And then I also play 3 Birth as well. And then the 1 non-engine is your Terraforming, and then also Book of Moons. I know, so little backstory, I submitted this deck list about a week and a half ago, kind of pre-SIAC, and I didn't think about it. I know a lot of people specifically KASHTIRA players have changed that. Now they're maining like the Gamma, the Frame Gear Gamma, and they're playing the Omega as well. And unfortunately, since I already submitted it, I was stuck with it, but I just trusted it, and it ended up working out for me. One of the biggest things was Book of Moon, especially in the mirror match. In round 5, I played the mirror match. Game 1, won the die roll, set up my board, had Book of Moon in hand, your Shangri-La, your Rise Heart, your Mind Hacker. He's special summon Unicorn. I Book of Mooned it, and that's essentially what won me that game. So it did come in clutch for me. And then I played 2 enemy controllers. Again, another mirror match setup where just being able to tribute one of my monsters, take theirs, and then use it somehow was really good for me. As far as getting resources go, I did play 2 Pot of Desires, and then also 3 Prosperities. So what I did going first, I would keep these in. And I won die roll a couple times today, but if I was going second, I was subbing out one of the Prosperities and then just having 2 and 2. There were a couple times where, actually one time in the last round where I potted Desires into potted Desires, but it ended up working out for me. And then I did also play 2 Talents. I didn't cut these during my sighting. It's nice to have 2. I think two is a really good ratio for that. I'd rather play 2 and then just have 1 and then not see it. Then the 1 Big Bang. Big Bang came in clutch for me a couple times today as well. And then finally the 3 Imperms. So now we'll go ahead and go into the extra deck.
Show me that extra.
So the extra deck, I'll explain more while I'm playing this. Actually, I'll I'll scoot this over to the side for you.
Anything you would have changed that?
No, I think everything. It's hard to say that. Hindsight's always 20/20, but it's just everything worked out the way it did today, and I'm glad that I kept with it and I submitted my deck list when I did, because it just worked for me. I didn't second guess myself. I already had it submitted, so it's just it worked out. The times where people, when I did face the mirror match and they did activate Gamma, I would ash that, and it did buy me some time, or it allowed me to search for Theosis if they are using it on Unicorn or something like that. But getting into the extra deck, I'll explain more while I'm playing Salamander Almirage. Just a nice link one, since I'm playing Ibli in the side. And then my two kind of attachment cards are your Garura, your Fossil Warrior Skull Knight, and your Garura as well. So most of the time, if I'm going first and I already have a good board set up, I'm not attaching like the Big Bang or the Theosis, because I want to get the Fossil Warrior Skull Knight for follow-up on my turn to pop a monster on my turn by banishing that from the grave. But then also Garura gives me a draw. And then we'll start with the core stuff. I play 2 Shangri-Ira, just put in a lot of work for me today, locking monster zones. 3 Rice Heart. Just having 3 of allowed, especially during the mirror matches, they saw that, or they were going through my extra deck and they see that, and they know at the very least they gotta probably target, you know, a Zeus or something like that. I only played the 1 Mind Hacker, which I'm surprised during the mirror match it didn't get banished, but I think they were more cautious about the Zeus and the Big Eye as well. But that alone, interesting plays with that, where I had 2 monsters on field. I'd go into Shangri-Ira, and then I'd have the Rice Heart. I went, when I brought back after birth, I would go into the Diablosis by detaching, and then I would have still have my normal summon or something like that from a Theosis, and I could still set up the Shangri-Ira, your typical Shangri-Ira, a Rice Heart, and Mind Hacker board. So it really helped me out in several different matchups, but I only play the 1 copy of that. And then I also play the 2 copies of Zeus. Again, mirror match. It's just nice. It's nice to have. They can't just get rid of 1 and think that they're okay. They have to try and battle through 2. Then I also play the 2 Big Eye. Again, same scenario. That actually helped me out in a branded matchup where I took the Bestial Distemper, and I took that card and I could use it. I can shuffle a banish card back and either negate or destroy as well. And then just for like a back row or like a skill drain or a Gozen match or rivalry, I play the Draco Sack and then the Dark Arm Dragon as well. And this now we'll go into the side. So for the side, 3 Shifter.
They don't let us take cash.
Your Gamma package, so 3 Gamma and 1 Driver. I didn't side this in at all today. I just the matchups that I had were just I didn't see the value in removing 4 cards like Book of Moon or any Econ, enemy controllers, Imperm, Ashes for these cards. So while they didn't have any impact today, I'm sure they will later on down the road. And then what really won me most of my rounds was the 3 Iblis. So what I did for the Ibli matchup is I would, and a helpful tip as well, I subbed out my Ashes and then brought these in for them. But when I Iblied, I'd go into Salaman Great, and when I'm setting up my monsters, your Shangri-Ira, your Arise Heart, your Diablosis, I put everything in defense position. Of course, you still have your Almirage, but I put everything in defense position so that when they try to crash their Ibli, they can't, because once you use the quick effect during the battle phase, quick effect to get rid of the Almirage to protect like an Arise Heart or a Mind Hacker for destruction, then they can't crash it with anything, and they're still stuck in the special summon limitation to link monsters. So I found that out kind of on my own and just playing and testing through. So that definitely helped me out today, especially in the last game. When it went to time, I went to battle phase real quick. He couldn't do any damage or couldn't get anything off the field. So, and then 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. Again, I was subbing out for, if I'm going second, I'm subbing out the 3 Book of Moons, and a pot of prosperity, and and something else like an enemy controller or something like that for my 2 dark rulers and my shifters. So any deck that relied on graveyard, I managed to try and get these cards on the field. And then finally, the 3 Solemn Judgments. I only played 2 today when I was subbing out. So if I was going first, I bring in the 3 Iblies and then the 2 Solemn Judgments. So your 2 enemy controllers and then the 3 Book of Moons would equal those 5. So just really grateful everything happened the way it did today. I had maybe a couple mistakes or things that didn't necessarily go my way, and bricked in a game 2 in the 6th round or the 5th round, and but luckily enough I was drawing Ibli most of the time and preventing them from essentially playing. So.
All right, well, congratulations. You did well today. First place, first time.
Yeah, first place, undefeated, and it's just really a blessing that everything happened the way that it did, and I'm just grateful everybody around me, all the support here locally, and just the friends and people that I've met along the way. It's just really made this come true. So, thank you.
All right, and for Duel Radio, we're signing off.